November is such a wonderful month, not just because of the cozy weather or fall vibes, although those are great too, but because it's a season where we naturally slow down and reflect on what we're grateful for. But when it comes to money, I've noticed something. So many of us focus on what we don't have: the bigger salary, the dream home, the overflowing savings account, and we completely overlook the blessings that are already right in front of us. In today's episode, we're shifting our perspective. I want to help you recognize 5 financial blessings you may be overlooking so you can start seeing your current financial situation in a new, empowering light. Because here's the thing, when you start practicing gratitude for what you already have, you open the door for more opportunities, more growth, and yes, more money.
Hey there, I'm Rhea Reeves, and over a decade ago, I turned my life around through budgeting. I went from being an overspender deep in credit card debt to being the founder and full-time money coach of City Girl Savings. Now, I help women work towards their dream life and tap into their financial power one budget at a time. I fully believe you can live a life you love with a budget, and I'm living proof. The weekly City Girl Savings podcast focuses on the intersection of money and the City Girl lifestyle. Join me every week along with some special guests as I share my experiences, advice, and guidance on navigating life and money as an experience-loving millennial.
So, the first financial blessing you may be overlooking is the income you already have. I know it may not feel like it sometimes, but if you are earning an income, whether it's from your job, your business, multiple streams, whatever it is, that is a blessing worth acknowledging. Not everybody can say they have money coming in, okay? So your income, no matter how big or small, gives you options. It allows you to keep the roof over your head, to put food on the table, to take care of your basic needs, to hopefully work towards your goals or pay off debt. And I think that's something that everyone should be extremely grateful for. It's so easy to focus on what we don't have or how much we don't have or how much we still need. But the gratitude shift, instead of saying, I don't make enough, I don't have enough, try saying, I'm grateful for what I earn right now and I'm working towards more. Now, this doesn't mean you stop striving for higher income just because you recognize and appreciate the income you currently have. Doesn't mean you don't stop working towards more, right? But appreciating what you have already will help you build a healthier, more empowered relationship with your money. And I definitely believe that there's a lot of energy when it comes to money. And if you're constantly putting out a ungrateful or negative or scarcity kind of energy, who's going to respond to that? Money's not going to respond to that. Well, you don't even appreciate what you have. Why are you going to get more? Well, you think what you have is not enough. Why are you going to get more? You're not even happy with what you have. Why would you get more? So really shifting that mindset, that perspective, and appreciating what you have, I think will help open the door for more money to come your way. The next financial blessing you may be overlooking is the debt you're paying off. So yeah, the debt you have right now, but the debt you're paying off. And I know what you're thinking. Rhea, how is debt a blessing? But stick with me on this one, okay? If you have debt and you're actively making progress towards paying it down, whether it's credit cards, student loans, your mortgage, your car, it means 2 things. First, you had access to credit when you needed it, okay, regardless of what you needed it for. I had access to credit cards and I only needed them to go shopping and it wasn't worth it. But regardless, I had access to the credit when I needed it. That's something to be grateful for. Second, you are in a position now where you can work towards freedom, okay? So whatever your circumstances were when you took out the debt, at least you had access to it. But now you're in a position where you're working towards paying it off. every single payment, every single month you make a payment, no matter how small, is a step closer toward your goals, and that is worth celebrating. So I want you to have a little action step here. I think for the month of November, or whenever you're listening to this, really, take a minute to acknowledge your progress. Even if you've only made an extra $50 towards your debt payments, even if you've only made the minimum payments, take a minute to acknowledge that you are working towards it, because that's one less payment you got to worry about. That's $50 less that you owe than before. And all of that matters. Also, I definitely want you to check out City Girl Savings Podcast episode number 15, My Debt-Free Story and Key Takeaways. Learn as much as you can about yourself in this process. It will help you in the future. One thing about my debt-free story is I got myself into and out of debt twice. And if you can avoid that by really learning and taking this process seriously, trust me, you want to. So I'll link to that episode in the show notes so you can check it out. The next financial blessing you may be overlooking is the savings you've built, big or small. Okay. So maybe your savings account isn't exactly where you want it to be yet, but here's the blessing. You've started. You've got something in there, whether you have $10, $100, $1,000, or $10,000 saved. You've already done something that many people struggle with. You have given yourself a safety net. And sure, $10, $100 may not feel like a big safety net, but the fact that it's in there, the fact that you put it there, and the fact that it's saved is worth celebrating. Your savings represent security and choices. It means that if an emergency comes up, you're prepared. Maybe not fully prepared, okay? I'm not trying to blow smoke, but it's something. It means that you've started building financial stability for yourself, and that is huge. So take a moment to celebrate your progress here. Look at your savings account balance, no matter the amount, and thank yourself for prioritizing future you. And then make sure that your savings account is in a high yield savings, or make sure the amount you're saving is in a high yield savings account. Okay. Because even if it's 100, 1,000, imagine getting extra money just for keeping your money in this type of account. This will compound and add up over time. So I've talked about high yield savings accounts on the podcast before, but there's a lot of information on the City Girl Savings blog about it. I'll make sure to link to it in the show notes. But just for reference, high yield savings accounts are offered by Ally, Synchrony, SoFi, Discover. So there are a lot of options there.
Are you loving this episode so far? Well, the money and life level up conversations never end in the City Girl Savings community. Visit citygirlsavings.com for instant access to resources that help you budget, level up your money mindset, and so much more. And make sure you stay up to date with CGS by following us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all at City Girl Savings.
The next financial blessing you may be overlooking is the knowledge you've gained over time. So every financial decision you've made up until this point, even the ones you regret, has taught you something, okay? That knowledge is a blessing, and it's because it's helping you make better decisions moving forward. One thing my brother and I always say is lessons, not losses. When we do things and things don't go our way, or, things didn't turn out how we expected, instead of sitting here saying, oh, that was a loss, what a waste of time, what a loss, we say, wow, what a lesson. I learned what not to do, or I learned what to do differently. And I really think you should take the same approach with your financial decisions, especially the ones that didn't turn out the way you wanted them to. But not only that, think about what you know now about money and finances that you didn't know 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or even further. Maybe now you know how to create a budget, how to stick to a budget, how important a budget is. Maybe you know how to negotiate bills. Maybe you know how to save automatically. Maybe you know how to improve your credit score. All of that should be recognized. Knowing that information is powerful because it'll help you get to where you want to go in life. Your past experiences, even your mistakes, are shaping you into someone who manages money with more confidence and clarity. And that growth definitely deserves some recognition. So let's talk about a little mindset shift you can make here. Instead of beating yourself up for what you should have done, what you didn't do, what you could have done differently, celebrate the fact that you know better now. And that means you can do better now. We're not making the same mistakes twice, my friend. Okay. And that's something that we should be thankful for. The final financial blessing you may be overlooking are the opportunities ahead. This one is my favorite because it's about gratitude for the possibilities you haven't even tapped into yet. And one of my strengths is futuristic. So the thought of the future excites me, so it makes sense. This is my favorite. But every skill you're learning, every connection you make, every dollar saved, every dollar put towards debt, every step you take with your money is setting you up for more opportunities to earn, grow, and thrive in the future. Now, maybe that looks like a promotion, starting a side hustle, investing for the first time, or building your dream lifestyle over time. The opportunity is there, and the fact that you're here, listening, learning, and hopefully taking action means that you've already arrived. You're already ahead. You're already putting yourself in a position for opportunities to come. So be proud of the fact that you are investing in yourself right now. That is a financial blessing in and of itself. So here's what I want you to take away from today's episode. You are already more financially blessed than you probably give yourself credit for. When you stop focusing only on what's missing and start celebrating what's here, you build a better relationship with your money. And the better your relationship with money, the more empowered you feel to grow it, to manage it, and multiply it. This month, as we lean into the season of gratitude, I challenge you to pause and acknowledge your own financial blessings. Acknowledge the income you have. Acknowledge the progress you've made. Acknowledge the lessons you've learned. The opportunities are waiting for you. So you have come further than you think, and that's something to be thankful for. And if today's episode inspired you in any type of way, I want to share a few things you could do next to keep it going. First, share this episode with a friend who needs a reminder to celebrate their own financial blessings. If you have anyone in your community who struggles to see the good, please share this episode with them. Another thing you can do is DM me on Instagram at CityGirlSavings and tell me one financial blessing you're most grateful for right now. I would love to hear it. And finally, if you are ready to level up financially, to have a financial plan that really helps you reach your goals, to start working towards things that are going to get you to that dream life, request a call with me and let's talk. Maybe my one-on-one coaching program is perfect for you and it's exactly what you need to get yourself to the next level. I will link to that call request form in the show notes, but let's be blessed, my friend.
Thank you so much for letting me be the money coach in your ear today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the City Girl Savings Podcast and you feel empowered and motivated to take the next step in the journey to your dream life. Remember, if someone like me, a millennial who loves to travel, new experiences, and iced coffees can live a life they love on a budget, you can too.